Thank you, and good morning to Prof and then Doctor. I think I don't know where we are now. I honestly don't know where we are going with this. So it's like the positions have shifted.
Tables have turned.
The tables have turned. And the argument that the NPP used to make while in office.
In office, yeah.
Now NDC, is telling us that. And the NPP will also make the argument of the NPP.
So just a political
NDC, yeah. And it's becoming very interesting listening to our politicians. Okay. It's difficult. It's difficult. I mean, the media coalition is talking. The Catholic bishops,
yeah.
are talking. The UTAG is talking. University professors are talking. Some of the residents are also talking. But the strange thing is this: even the people within, the catchment areas where Galamsey is taking place, who used to complain about the pollution of their water bodies and so on, are now deeply complicit.
But we cried and cried. You didn't mind us. And so instead of sitting there for somebody else to come and do it and take it away, let's all do it
they
and die
also
together.
jump in there and die. But we don't have to get to that level.
At all.
No, I don't think we have to get to that level where we are hopeless.
Yeah.
We are hopeless.
But the reality is we are getting there.
Yeah, we are getting there.
Kwenyako Water Works is down.
Yeah.
Due to Galamsey.
Very soon students will go to secondary school. I mean, freshers will go to secondary school, and then others will go to university within the Cape Coast area.
Yeah.
I mean, what?
And there will be no water.
Yeah, the water. Water. For them. Okay. The other day, I was here with Neil and Tevandapoy and then
Sete
Champon.
Yeah.
And they were telling Neil and Te in particular, really appreciate the thing over there. I think more because I think he went to Fansipim, so he knows that area quite well. So, I mean, he was telling us about the pollution that had happened over there.
Yeah.
Most water, pumping stations are down. Ghana Water has complained and complained and complained, and I mean, nothing is coming out. The president was confronted with that. Hey, what's the state of emergency? For me, I think if that is what would solve the problem, Prof, let's try it. I'm coming. Let's try it. Do you get it? It's what the voice of the people is the voice of God.
Yeah.
Do you get it? If the people are saying that they want state of emergency, but then the Catholic bishops have even moved further to say that, okay, let's have it within, the particular areas. Yeah, it should be targeted. Let's try it and see whether that is going to solve the problem. You get it? Let's try it. But the Catholic bishops are not just, talking about how this thing should be, just the state of emergency. Yeah. They're also talking about
special courts.
Yeah, special courts.
Yeah, which I've called for several times.
Yeah. Yes. Let's try that one too. Let's try it.
But who are we taking to those courts?
Is that?
Who are we catching and taking to those courts? That Kofi Edu who cannot afford an excavator.
I recall Godfrey Yabu Adami, who said that Godfrey Yabu Adami, who said, at the point in time, he said they prosecuted over 80-something, Galamsey people. When he was asked what I mean about the names, he couldn't provide.
Yeah.
When he was asked about which court were they prosecuted, he couldn't provide. You get it? He couldn't provide. And he couldn't provide for me, I think, because even at the time there was an open declaration that Petty here Sika. Petty in Sika.
Yeah.
And so much as there were people who kept screaming and names were mentioned all the way to the presidency. MPs were mentioned.
Yeah.
Pastors were involved. Ordinary people, DCs and so on were involved.
Chiefs.
Chiefs were involved. Nothing was happening.
Even the uniformed men sent to fight the thing.
Yes, exactly.
So I think there's the complicity of state actors.
Because if we impose state of emergency today, the same people calling for it will say, okay, we are implementing it loosely. They are not enforcing it strong enough. They should just go forward and say, go and kill. That's what they want people to do. And I don't think anybody wants to do that.
So they also talked about establishing a permanent corruption-proof task force to enforce this thing. I think it's because we had seen that most of the people who were deployed into those places, were not coming out with the solution that we needed. Okay. Now, you speak to some of your contacts in the military, and they tell you that Galamsey, pits, operating within Galamsey pits is not more lucrative than going to Lebanon.
Peacekeeping missions. Yeah.
Missions. That it's serious.
Yeah.
And to a point where you had the generals. I mean, at the point in time, I could mention some generals to you who had concessions. Yes. And whose concessions were being, guided by, protected by soldiers.
Wow.
The medal of this guy,
Major Mahama.
Major Mahama. Listen, people know the truth. People know the truth, both opposition then and government then. People know the truth. People know the truth. The concession he was there protecting. People know the truth. People know the truth. And, it's, this society is so contrived, such that if you don't join, you become the bad guy. I mean, which soldier in the morning will wear jeans and says he's going for jogging? And wearing hard boots. At the point in...
I'm only saying that at that time you saw that the communities were the ones resisting.
Exactly. So that community resistance is no longer there.
It was community resistance that got the guy killed.
So at that point we had the opportunity. If we had gone with force, we would have received the support of the community. Try it today.
But now the communities are complicit.
The communities see Galamsey as cocoa farming, an alternative.
It was a community resistance that got the guy killed. Because then they thought that, this is our land. We are not, we are using it for farming, we're using it for this and so and so. And then you bring in, it's government sensing a company. And then there's a military detachment that is protecting that particular,
the site of that company.
Decorated Galamsey. You understand what it is? The truth is there. People know the truth. The military knows the truth. Listen, when the thing even happened, the DCE then, who spoke on your network also, saying that, listen, that is not the truth. The guy wasn't killed by a mob, or that is not the story. Do you know something? They shot, they shouted him down. The next moment, do you know where they took him? Ghana Maritime Authority asked one of the deputies to Thomas Alonsi. The government then sent him to Ghana Maritime Authority. And he's been there, zip his mouth, pop. And the guys were out there, being prosecuted. I mean, to what extent are we lying to ourselves over this? Why are we lying to ourselves? The politicians know who is involved and who is doing what, and who is not producing. He doesn't have a water processing, factory. But the kind of money that he has, you'll be shocked. He's not into real estate, but the money he controls, you'll be shocked. He's not into manufacturing of phones or even producing whatever, or even farming. But the money the guy is controlling, you'll be shocked. To me, we know what he's doing. One NDC MP who the people in the Western region, the people are pursuing all over the place.
Yeah.
Am I lying?
The Awin MP.
Yes, I am aware of. I'm aware of what
Can we go in there, regularize the activities and regulate them?
Exactly.
So that at least we know that, okay, there's some, you belong to this assembly, you are doing the mining within the catchment area of this assembly. And so you are paying X amount to the assembly. The assembly can invest a percentage of that amount into reclamation and, of course, doing some proper environmental protection.
So this is where I have issues with some of the people who are talking, particularly the coalition against Galamsey. Kenna Shigbe is, part of that coalition. The same Kenna.
He's a convener.
Yeah, he's a convener. The same Kenna Shigbe is also
CEO of
Chamber of Mines. Do you understand?
You think there's a conflict of interest there?
You see, I think he's talking too much.
You think so?
Do you know why he's talking too much? Yeah, the point is this. See, what is the chamber, the chambers, what is the chamber's contribution towards this fight? Do you understand? What are the companies doing? The company A that, he advocates for, company B, company C, whose interests he represents. What are they bringing on board to contribute towards his advocacy? Because if you listen to him very well, his advocacy has always been about government. Government is supposed to do this, government is supposed to... And he started way back under the NPP administration. Now he's, he hasn't moved on, but he's wearing double hat, representing the chamber of, the companies. What are the companies also saying? Because I think that the government, under President Akufo-Addo, proposed certain things. Mahama now is also saying other things. Amongst them is that, sending people to Australia or Canada to go and learn about this small-scale mining. Deployment of
Blue Water Guards.
Yeah, Blue Water Guards. That's also one. The police people who were also sent in there. I think IGP.
The IGP's tax force.
Yes, tax force. IGP, moved out, reshuffled some
police commanders.
Police commanders. That is also another one. I mean, fast forward, what's his name? AEC, the Minerals Commission guy, has also been sacked. Do you understand? And I can go on and on. So maybe, and President Mama is saying that the events that got Omanibu Ama and others killed, that is also another attempt.
The responsible.
Yes, that program that was launched, I think was overshadowed by
the unfortunate
the unfortunate whatever. Now, are the mining companies saying that they haven't heard about this? Is Ken saying that he also hasn't heard about this? And that this one, I mean, what is their role in there?
Maybe they haven't told us what they are doing, but they are only asking for the companies.
They haven't told us. Then they should be telling us. They should be telling us. Do you understand? Because we are just shouting across each other or across the table. You get it? What is the mining company saying?
Very well.
What is their contribution to all this? Because if government is saying this, okay, that is government. But what about them? Sometimes their concession areas have been raided. Okay, and they've complained and complained, invited soldiers. Sometimes some of the soldiers have gone there killing,
Larry, not to interject you, but just what you are saying. I think initially they were calling for the repeal of LI 2462.
2462, yeah.
2462. That has been the call. Yesterday or day before, when I listened to his press conference, he was talking that the repeal of that law is not enough. Why? Because we've actually started repealing that law. On Friday, we had a meeting with the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources. We were actually there to provide guarantees that we'll do whatever it takes with our LIs and guidelines to ensure that the repeal of that law doesn't leave a vacuum in terms of legislation. Knowing that that process has started, it changed the tone that just the repeal of that law is not enough. So you see that it's a moving target here, and his activism is selective, and that is my problem with him. Honestly.
Very well.
So I think that he should tell us what the mining companies are doing or contributing towards the Galamsey fight. You get it? Beyond that, I mean, Sami Jemfi's outfit just gave out some 5 million Ghana cedis, and also some pickup trucks and so on. So, I mean, at least you can point out certain things that is being done. okay, and or that have been done, then you know we need to hear from the private, you know, companies as well. You get it? They have a certain policy. Are they also training people? Okay, how feasible is the thing about the goat tracking? You know, is they should tell us about how feasible that is. Okay, and that how do we differentiate between Galamsey gold and the one that had gone through, you know, the right, that is not Galamsey.
Yeah.
I mean, but the factory based, that,
Exactly.
you know, mining, regular, you know, we should be hearing some of these things. Those are the things that, you know, are inspiring. Beyond that, it's just talk.
Can these companies extend their expertise on responsible mining to some of these communities?
Yeah, well, they should be able to. That, listen, if the thing is becoming, you know, very, it's become very difficult to deal with, bring your expertise on board.
Instead of us sending people to Australia.
Yeah, maybe
These companies can do
might
that
not
for us.
even need to go all the way to Australia, where we'll spend so much money, but then we could even get the trainers here, team up with some of these companies, so that the knowledge is imparted right here, and we save money. You know, people with the money saved, we can expand the number of people who want to go through that. Now, should we get the investors involved, such that if you today you don't want to do the journalism again and you want to jump into the mining pit, you talk to Professor Yamba, and then you know,
Prof can give me his former students.
you see that. You know, if Doc here, he doesn't want to practice medicine anymore, he wants to do Galamsey, he knows who to call, you know, to go to whatever training there is. Because if it's become a way of life, we need to find a solution around it. You understand? We don't have the jobs for the people to go through. Okay? Like Prof said, that is one of his brilliant students.
Yeah.
And the guy is saying, "Oh, I'm not the only one in the pit, oh." And you know,
more guys
you know,
Hussein are
all here with me.
Right.
It also means that the investors are not imparting whatever, you know.
No, we did. It's the
no,
other side
but
that
no,
failed them.
yeah. Is it?
No, for
No, but what the problem?
That's what academia did its work, but industry
people
failed.
spend money used in. You see, today I'm very careful. I don't want to mention names so that I don't eventually bring my political side up. You see, people spend money meant for job creation. I mean, you bring a university student, go and put him somewhere, pay him 600 Ghana cedis, and you expect that and then after a few months, he waits 1 year to get the allowances. What do you think they're going to do? That was even the most fortunate ones. That's the fortunate ones. Those who were not even connected enough to get those jobs have been working. Can you imagine 10, 15 years you meet your student? I mean, for me, it was really painful that I teach somebody in the university. Having done 22, 23 years in the university, I felt I've done everything there. Let me spend some time in public office and maybe in politics. I have to come and give that student his first job. That's how bad this country was. So if you sit here and talk, you see, I don't always want to get emotional over these things. It's saddening that I teach a student, go and leave my old job, come to a new job, and I now have to give the student a job. And then you expect that if you find him in the Galamsey pit, me sitting here to sanction that the soldier should go kill that fellow, what has their parents done to me? That is the question we should be asking ourselves.
Does the state of emergency
necessarily mean shoot to kill?
That's why I'm saying that these people are not calling just for a state of emergency. You listen to the talk that we should use force.
No,
and I'm saying that.
But if you use force, some of their kinsmen could also be involved. So for me, I doubt if that is what they are saying.
That's what I'm saying. What is a state of emergency going to do?
Oh,
if you arrest somebody from their place, you don't grant him bail. Who are you going to arrest at the end of the day? Again.
But if there's a state of emergency, then there's a permanent, if like, presence of the security within these areas that will ward off the people from even coming there in the first place.
I mean, how many people have been killed in Boku?
You see, you are now putting me on the spotlight. You see, over the last 8 years, there was never a short supply of unemployed young people to the Galamsey pits. If you go in today and mop up all of them, put them in jail, there will be another set of people that will go in there. That is how the unemployment situation is feeling this thing. We just think it's people who are greedy, people who are wicked. No, it's survivors.
You sound like somebody who is giving up.
I'm not
He's
giving
probably
up.
frustrated,
I'm
not
not giving up. I'm
but,
just talking. For me, I'm not giving up. I'm the last person to walk away from any challenge. I'm only telling you that when the proposals they are offering are just populist to please whosoever is giving them the funds to say they are doing advocacy. I've not seen a single solution.
Well, Doc has been here for a while. Let me bring him into the conversation. But I'll start with you from there.